Alright everybody, we are back with another Friday Night Magic tournament from Lost Legion Games and Comics in South Charleston, West Virginia. We're already into our round 1 feature match, featuring on the left Casey Skibbe, who's playing a Jund Midrange homebrew. We'll see a little bit more about that. It has a lot of controlling cards, as you can see in his hand, with a couple Dreadboards and Amizium Mortars. He's also playing the Xenagos and Storm Breath Dragons and the like. And his opponent, Yen-shyang, I should say, who is playing his patented black-white control list that he's been playing since rotation. He's resolving a turn 2 Thoughtseize here, revealing 3 lands, 2 Dreadboard, and Amizium Mortars. So it'll be interesting to see what he takes based on the contents of his hands. While Yen thinks about this, we'll go ahead and go over some business here. We got 20 players tonight. 20 players tonight at our double payout FNM due to the Black Friday sales event here at the store. We're paying out double prize support tonight, so the same $5 entry gets you $10 per person of prize support. 20 players came out to battle, so that means there are 4 rounds of Swiss with a cut to top 8, and we'll be streaming all of them that they choose to play. So Yen continuing to attack Casey's hand. This time with the Sin Collector, and we see Casey draws a Xenagos off the top. Unfortunately, cannot be eaten by the Sin Collector. Yen choosing to put his Sin Collector in the graveyard for some reason. Which seems like a poor play, and reminding Casey to exile the card. So there's a 4th land. Xenagos is going to come down here, likely make a Satyr. And it does. Guys, I apologize again. I mentioned it earlier, but we do going to have some camera bounce tonight, as it looks like. I normally have these settings dialed in, but unfortunately my camera and the tripod it's always attached to fell over while I was setting it up. It changed all my angles, and so now things aren't perfect like I want them to be. So Casey draws another Xenagos off the top, makes a Satyr, and attacks with the first one. And Yen is content to trade out his Sin Collector with the 2/2. You really see with these black-white decks the power of Hero's Downfall. Usually against a more controlling archetype, Planeswalkers are definitely the line of attack. But with a card that says destroy target Planeswalker, and especially a monocolored one that doesn't require the extra mana commitment of Dreadboard, can very easily answer that threat as needed. So Yen got a thinker here. Plays a Guildgate and then thinks about what he wants to do here. Cannot see the cards in his hand, so options on 4 include Desecration Demon. He could send another Hero's Downfall at the Xenagos should he have it, though I imagine he would have done that relatively quickly. Instead, he opts for Whip of Erebos. Going to make another Satyr here and slam a Storm Breath Dragon. Get in for 9. So Yen dead on board here. He can whip back the Sin Collector. Attack Xenagos, gain 2 life. I must have had I apologize. The dragon is only a 4/4. I've got Thundermaws on the brain. So we can whip back the Sin Collector here. Not sure if that's going to get us anywhere. We know that Casey has a Dreadboard in his hand as one of his 2 remaining cards. You can gain 2 life, and that will let you survive 1 more turn at 2, assuming Casey doesn't come up with a burn spell. But Yen in a situation here. I know the black-white decks, or at least Yen's black-white deck, has played some number of Merciless Evictions in the past. Obviously, he's 1 mana off casting it, but that might be an out. Well, he just slams a Bloodlord, which is pretty good in this spot. I believe the Satyrs are red and green. Though I could be wrong, and I think the MTGO bot that we usually use in the chat to answer questions like that is not working anymore. the lifelink out of the Blood Baron going to be pretty huge here. Going to go monstrous with the dragon there. Didn't see that line of play, but we up Xenagos, make some extra mana, enough mana to activate Monstrosity on the dragon. Go ahead and Stormseeker Yen, attack in for the rest of the damage, and Casey Skibbe and his Jund midrange deck take a pretty decisive game one. Yen attacked his hand pretty severely in the early part of that game, but it wasn't the instants and sorceries that Yen nabbed that really swung the game. It was, in fact, the giant creatures. Alright, so we're off into game two here. Yen-shyang on the play with his black-white control tech. Down a game to an onslaught of Planeswalker activations and a Storm Breath Dragon out of the Jund mid-range deck of Casey Skibbe. So we're seeing a turn two Thoughtseize here, revealing relevant cards: Xenagos, Rakdos Return, Scavenging Ooze, and Mistcutter Hydra. Mistcutter Hydra is an interesting one. I'm not sure if Casey sideboards into that just as an additional threat. He might be sideboarding out some of his more controlling cards just for a greater threat density. But Rakdos Return is the card that's going to wreck Yen the most. Seems like an easy choice there. Yen, more importantly, misses his third land drop. He's going to start taking some beats from a Scavenging Ooze, but luckily a Doomblade slows things down, and Casey does not have a follow-up, though we know a Xenagos is going to come down this turn, because we know he has the fourth land. So Casey's deciding what he wants to do here. There is the Xenagos. Going to make a Satyr, serve in. We'll see if Yen has an end-of-turn Hero's Downfall. He does not. But he does have a Lifebane Zombie. That'll help clog up the ground. It will take out the Mistcutter Hydra. Question in the chat, is anybody playing Mono Blue Devotion? I think there might be one player on Mono Blue, but I cannot be for sure. So Lifebane Zombie is going to clear out the Xenagos. However, Yen down at 12, facing down 4 power of attackers and another dragon, so this one might be over relatively quickly. Yen's going to need to find an answer, and he does not. So dragons and hasty satyrs. All that Casey really needed to win that one. As we move on to hopefully another feature match. We've got 30 minutes left in the round, guys. I'm going to take a brief break here, step outside, and see if I can find another match for you all. So stay tuned, and we will be right back.